Hi, I'm Nikki,
I'm Alyssa.
And I'm Jamie.
and this is America's Asses, a galcast. Welcome to America's Asses. We're MCU-centric podcast by women for everybody. How about it, ladies?
Absolutely.
Fantastic. Alyssa,
Yes, ma'am.
welcome back. Second taping in a row.
Yeah, right? It's like, welcome back. Where'd I go?
Well, this is
I know
the
it's
second-
me again. You're gonna be sick of hearing from me.
Wow, we only
And
have...
oh my gosh, I listened to my tape.
Yeah.
Our tape of Winter Soldier and Falcon.
I haven't listened yet. I'm going to listen to it tomorrow.
It's good.
And
It's a really good episode.
and oh my god, I was getting annoyed with myself.
Why?
And because I kept saying and
We all- You know what? I thought it sounded great. I thought it sounded great.
I
I'm
thought
sure
so
it does.
too. And then
I'll
all of
tell
a
you
sudden, like
tomorrow.
toward the end, it's like, and what the hell? Why do I keep saying and? Like, and we're talking, and this happened, and
well, we
this
talked
happened.
about that, I don't know, last week when we were talking, we're like, well, it's so hard to, transition between scenes. And
Right.
so
But
we end up using so and all
it
the
was
damn time.
the sentence, like it was in the continuing in the sentence, and this happened, and we're doing this a while, and like, oh my god,
I think
shut
you're being-
up.
I think you're being too hard on yourself. I thought it
Shit
was a
happens.
fantastic recap, and I
Thank
thought
you.
it sounded great. So Yeah.
Shit
Appreciate it.
happens.
Yeah, well,
this is us.
I was just, really
Into it.
into it because what was going on, and
Mhm.
Well, right. Well, and that's why you can tell, like we've said before, we may not be experts, but we sure are passionate.
absolutely
Right. Absolutely.
especially when it comes to Captain America, my very first love. That's what got me into this. So of course I'm going to have strong opinions on it.
All right. So, Alyssa, what
Yes?
episode are you covering tonight?
I'm covering episode 8 of WandaVision,
All right.
the second to last episode.
Ooh, this was a heavy.
Previously on, that's what the episode's called.
This was a heavy episode.
Yes, it was.
Mm-hmm.
I would be lying if I said I didn't cry. I know I have a heart of stone normally.
Oh, I rewatched it and I jumped multiple times, even though I knew it was coming.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There were some parts you're like, oh.
Oh,
Well,
Well,
absolutely.
I did not cry this episode, but I bawled like a fucking baby on episode 9.
Yeah.
Yes. And when I rewatch it, I'm probably going to be crying again.
Oh.
So I did my recap, and then I'm gonna rewatch it again just to make sure I didn't miss anything.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And I'm like, motherfuck, I'm just bawling like a bitch over here. It was bad.
And for all those people
These-
who just says it's a TV show, my ass.
Bawling
Yeah,
like a little
definitely.
bitch.
This episode that we're recapping tonight and then our episode next week are definitely very heavy.
In the feels.
Oh, big
All the
time
feels.
feels. Big time.
All
All
the
right,
feels.
go ahead. Well,
So
the hubby's home.
I was like, I
I
hear
was like-
that.
I heard a squeak. I was like,
Yeah.
what is that?
The hubby just walked in.
Oh, okay.
Go ahead.
He's probably like, you didn't even start yet.
He doesn't realize we didn't start yet. He just
Sorry.
realized right now when I said that.
Sorry, Mr. Big.
Yeah. All right. We started off with the recap from last week's episode where we find out Agnes was Agatha all along, who's been messing up everything.
It was Agatha all along.
Thank God for you two. Nobody would, they'd be like, all right, we're turning this off
Right.
if I started singing.
No, that's it for me. The Marvel Studios logo turns from red to purple. And we go back
Ooh.
to Salem, 1693, where we see Agatha being dragged by a group of cloaked figures and tied to a pole by magic. They say she has practiced dark magic, which she denies. And we find out she's surrounded by witches. And one of them is her mother, who they try to destroy her with their magic, but she ends up sucking all of their magic out of them, including her mother's, which results in them turning into skeletons. And this is like what I had mentioned with the commercial, the Yo Magic commercial,
Oh,
where
yeah.
it's like he gets the magic sucked out of him and becomes a skeleton, and that's the same thing that happens to all the witches.
Yeah.
So
That makes sense.
Yeah.
I didn't.
See, everything means something.
Yes. Yes, it does.
And it's all starting to come together now, which is nice.
Yeah.
Yes. It's finally making sense.
Especially this episode. Like this episode,
Mhm.
this is like a dots connected yet again.
3.0.
For sure.
3.0. Yeah, dots connected.
Yeah.
That's the title. There we go.
There we go. And Agatha takes her mother's pin and flies off. So we're back to present day, where Agatha has Wanda trapped in her basement, and Wanda tries to read Agatha's mind, but it was never available to her, which she realizes. Agatha says that they have work to do, but Wanda wants to know where the boys are. Agatha mentions Wanda's accent when it comes back, which that has been my question as
They
well.
still haven't answered it.
No, but I think we'll get some answers in this episode.
Yeah.
Wanda tries to use her magic on Agatha, but we find out that she has protected her basement with ruins, which is a basic protection spell.
Mm-hmm.
Only the witch who casts the ruins can use her magic. And she has Wanda locked up in an invisible hold.
Okay.
Wanda wants to know who Agatha is, but Agatha wants to know who Wanda is and how she created the hex to reveal her true self. She says she got close with Pietro, fake Pietro, as he was her eyes and ears, and she had to use a pseudo Pietro because the real Pietro his body was in Sokovia, covered in bullet holes.
Right.
Agatha reveals that she sensed this place with the afterglow of so many spells cast at once. She had to come and decipher it, and she claimed that it takes years of study to achieve the smallest convincing illusion, but Wanda was able to control multiple storylines with hundreds of people with the tiniest detail within miles all at once.
So I have a question.
Yes.
Mhm.
So do you think that Agatha mostly was there to figure her out?
I think she was very curious.
Yeah, I think she was drawn to Westview because of all of the, the energy that Wanda was drawing, doing everything she was doing within Westview. I think that's honestly what brought her there. And then it just spiked her curiosity because we learned that Agatha had done so much training, and this almost seems
she's been doing it for
natural
hundreds
for
of
Wanda.
years. Yeah. And Agatha claims it's magic on autopilot, and she wants to know her secret and how she did it.
Mm-hmm.
Agatha realizes that Wanda felt emptiness, loneliness, and nothingness. So she wants to start from the beginning where it all happened.
Oh.
She plucks a piece of Wanda's hair and says a spell in Latin where a door appears, and she says, "Time for some real reruns."
Oh.
Wanda says no, but Agatha said she doesn't have a choice because she's got the boys, so
yeah,
she's gonna have to do what she says.
Mm-hmm.
They go through the door and we see a small apartment, and we find out the apartment is where Wanda and her family lived when she was a little girl.
Smothered in red, by the way. Did you notice that? Like red couch, red drapes, red this, red that. Everything was red.
Everything.
Yep. We see her mother, and Then we see her father come in the door with a suitcase filled with DVDs of all the sitcoms that the episodes have previously been based on, like Dick Van
Question.
Dyke. Mm-hmm.
Who here was very disappointed that her parents weren't played by the actors in the commercials?
That's what we thought the whole time.
Literally, that was our theory from
It
episode
totally
1.
killed our running theory for the whole series.
Jamie started having doubts. I want to say what, episode 5 or 6? You started having
episode
doubts.
5. I was like, no.
Yeah, you're like, I
They're
don't
just
know.
the unfortunate people that only come in for the commercials.
Right.
Yeah.
Hey,
But I was really holding out hope. It would have been fucking fantastic.
Well, it would have made sense, but
yeah,
obviously it didn't mean enough. So it's from the episodes previously based on Dick Van Dyke, Bewitched, Malcolm in the Middle, etc. And so obviously her dad sells these DVDs because he says, "Oh, I'll sell them tomorrow," and I guess he couldn't sell any today, so it's going to be TV night at the Maximoffs so they can practice their English. Before they get settled into watching their show, Wanda's mother looks out the window and sees gunfire below.
Yeah.
Wanda chooses the Dick Van Dyke episode with walnuts, and Pietro whines that Wanda always picks sitcoms. He's like, sitcoms. The twins are sitting on the floor watching the show as their parents are sitting on the couch behind them.
So I have a tidbit here.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so the episode she chooses, the Dick Van Dyke show, is It May Look Like a Walnut, where Rob Petrie has a bad dream, has nightmares after watching a horror movie, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So she says that she wants to watch season 2, episode 21, but actually it's season 2, episode 20. I know I'm a little nitpicky here, and I sound like comic book guy right now from The Simpsons, but Dick Van Dyke Show is one of the best shows ever created.
Yes.
And I just feel like they could have, it was a small, tiny error, but Marvel is bigger than that. And they should have really crossed their T's and dotted their I's on that.
I know. I was so surprised for them to make that little tiny mistake.
Like, it's so obvious.
Well, for us, because the three of us were raised on the Dick Van Dyke Show.
Oh my God, yeah.
But I mean, it's not that hard to look up.
Exactly.
Fact check.
Right. But Connor, who's playing Xbox in his mom's basement watching this show, does not know the little details of the Dick Van Dyke Show. So, but yeah, I just wanted to point that out.
So her parents are snuggled up on the couch and her dad has his arm around their mom. Wanda is so enamored with the show. You could just see how happy she is watching it. And then all of a sudden I jumped again.
Oh,
even though I saw this already.
Yeah.
That is when the bomb hits their apartment, killing her parents, and the twins hide under the bed, and we see the Stark Industries bomb land just out of reach of them. It's the same one that Wanda mentions in Age of Ultron.
Mm-hmm.
Pietro wonders, you could hear, people outside talking, and he wonders if the people they hear are there to help them. And Wanda wonders if they're the ones who sent the bomb and the blast.
The blinking red light on the Stark Industries bomb connects back to the commercial break in episode 1, where the only thing in color was that was blinking. It was red on the Stark Industries toaster.
And it kind of had the same sound, like beep, beep, beep.
Yeah, and then it was booting up but never went off.
Right.
Yeah.
The TV manages to survive the blast, and you can still see the episode playing where Wanda explains that at the end of the episode, it was all a bad dream. Just as little Wanda is trying to reach for the bomb, she gets pulled back and becomes grown-up Wanda. And Agatha asked her if she put a hex on the bomb so it didn't go off.
Hex.
Okay, so let me tell you about this. I'm doing my notes, I'm doing my tidbits, I'm going through this episode late last night. And I'm like, the hex? How did I not? How many times have we watched this episode?
So many
Seriously.
times.
We have watched this so many times. And I just now caught hex, and they're in a hex, and she casted a hex.
It's a probability hex.
What? Hubble what? Yeah.
Mind blown.
I'm an idiot, is what it
Mic
is.
drop.
Dot connected.
Dot connected.
Everything means something. Wanda mentions that it must have been a defective bomb because it never ended up going off. Tidbit, Wanda and Vision would always sit next to each other on the couch, and he would have his arm around her at the end of each episode. And that's just
like her parents.
Just like her parents looked the last time she saw them alive.
Oh,
so sad.
I know.
Agatha says that this bit of trauma was terrible, but it would not have been enough to cause the hijinks she created in the hex. So she wants to know, where did Wanda get the big guns? Another door appears with the Hydra logo, and Wanda and Agatha go through. This is where we see the experiments that were done on her with Loki's scepter, aka the Mind Stone. Wanda says they joined Hydra to change the world. The two scientists mention that no one has survived any of these experiments, and Wanda states that she's a volunteer doing all of this. They want her to touch the scepter, and as she approaches it, the stone comes out toward her, and she reaches for it, and then it becomes the Mind Stone.
Wait, it became the Mind Stone? Or
well,
it was always the Mind
blue.
Stone? Oh, I see. Okay.
It
started
comes out
glowing.
blue.
Okay.
It started glowing. So the blue comes out, and then it turns.
I just got a realization.
Yes.
You know how this whole season we're seeing the hex either red or blue, red or blue. Maybe all the times it was blue, it was the Mind Stone. So they're controlling their mind in some way. No? Overreaching?
Maybe.
Maybe. I don't hate it.
We'll
have to look into that.
I was like, it's a good working theory. I mean, I didn't even honestly think about that.
Neither did I. It's a good observation, Nikki.
Look at you. Get on with yourself.
Getting all fancy tonight. Getting all smart and shit. All right, I'm going to put that in the questions for clarity. Go ahead.
Yeah, I like it.
Okay.
A bright light blinds Wanda, and it looks like she's seeing her future self as the Sokovian fortune teller costume, and she then all of a sudden collapses. They send Wanda into isolation, where she watches the Brady Bunch episode with Kitty Carriel. But on the video, the scientists are replaying the video, trying to see what happened. But what they see is her approaching the scepter and then collapsing. They don't see anything that happened in between, like we see and what Wanda saw. So they just see her walking toward it, and then it cuts to her collapsing.
Yeah.
So
this memory that Agatha walked her through links to the Strucker watch ad from episode 2.
Oh,
and then
so the first memory is the first commercial,
and
the second memory is the second commercial.
What?
I just realized that too.
Oh, man.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh, and that. Oh, okay.
And then the reference to Kitty Carryall
was in the third episode.
Oh my God.
When Vision was practicing changing diapers.
Right.
Mhm.
Oh my God.
So I feel like every time we're getting somewhere, we're constantly looping back to something in the past.
Oh my God.
In the present.
Yes.
Oh, look at you,
So
Jamie.
this-
You get a gold star today.
Thanks, ladies.
Good job. Either you get a gold star because you are all that, or we're just super dense.
No, Jamie gets a gold star.
Jamie gets a gold star. Jamie
Good job,
definitely
girl.
gets a gold star.
Thanks.
Agatha says the pieces are starting to come together, and whatever powers that Wanda had before was only amplified by the Mind Stone. She has theories, but she wants more. Another door appears, and we see Wanda at the Avengers compound watching.
Oh my God, this scene.
I'm gonna try not cry. I'm gonna try.
Oh,
but we'll see. The Avengers compound watching Malcolm in the Middle. Wanda says to Agnes that this was the first home that her and Vision ever shared together. This was after the events of Ultron, and she felt completely alone. Vision walks through the wall, and Wanda invites him to sit down on the bed next to her. Vision says he presumes not to know how she feels, but he would like to know if she wishes to share with him. He wants to bring her some comfort after she lost her brother. However, all she would want is to see him again. Wanda explains that her grief is like a wave washing over her again and again, and says it's just going to drown her.
time out. That is the same quote that Monica told Hayward when she came out of the hex.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead.
That's because how Wanda felt is how everybody else in the hex felt.
Yeah.
They were sharing her emotions.
Mhm.
Vision says that he has never suffered grief because he has never had a loved one to lose. But what is grief, if not love persevering? They continue to sit on the bed and laugh at the show. I can't even look at you two.
I'm fine. I'm like watching Nikki and I feel so bad. I just want to give her a hug.
It's so beautiful, but it's so true.
Well, I look at Jamie because she's looking at Nikki. Exactly. I know exactly how she's feeling. Agatha brings up that her parents and her brother and Vision are all dead. What happened when Vision couldn't help her anymore? She wants to know how Wanda did it. And Wanda says she wanted him back. A fourth door appears, and Wanda goes through it, and we see the Sword headquarters lobby. This is after the events of Endgame, obviously. And Wanda marches up to the front desk and says that when she returned from the snap or blip or whatever you want to call it, his body was gone, and all she wants to do is give him a proper burial. He deserves it, and she deserves it. She gets the okay to go behind the doors, and she opens them with her powers right into Director Douche's office.
Director Douche. I like it. Why didn't we think of that earlier?
I don't know.
I like Director Douche.
I was in my notes, I was just saying he was douche, and then I saw the director sign on the door before she walked in. I was like, yep, he's Director Douche. There we go. They go into another room that overlooks sword workers below with a dismembered Vision. We see them tearing him apart. She keeps saying, stop it, stop it, stop it.
It's so heartbreaking.
But it goes back to episode 1 with the stop it.
But in episode 1, stop it worked.
Oh,
yeah, well, yeah.
Oh my God. That's awesome.
Yeah.
It's like, did I even see?
Because she couldn't get.
I sort of, did I watch the same show as you guys did?
Hayward says they are dismantling the most sophisticated sentient weapon ever made.
I thought it was sentient, but
Whatever.
What do
it
any
is.
of these words mean? I don't even know what any of these words mean.
I can't pronounce it and I can't spell it. So
Whatever.
I'm just going to keep going.
Keep going.
Wanda
we only have 6 listeners anyway, so I'm sure they'll forgive us.
They understand. They're
9
used
if
to
you
it.
count us.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, we gotta get double digits.
We
Yes.
gotta get double
We're
digits.
getting there.
We're getting there.
Hey, we haven't even posted about the next episode and we already had 4 listeners. So
I know that was pretty
they're
cool.
keeping up on it. So
Thank you,
obviously
6
they're
listeners.
subscribers. Yes. Thank you. Thank you for subscribing and liking and loving.
You the real MVP.
Exactly. We're just here to bitch about characters and talk about food.
Yeah.
Seriously. That's why I said you the real MVP 6.
Yep. Thank you. You make us what we are.
Yes, you do. And this episode is dedicated to the real 6 MVPs.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All Wanda wants to do is bury him. But Hayward,
Director douche.
yeah, Director Douche says that this is their legal and ethical obligation. All Wanda wants to do is bury him. But Hayward believes she wants to use her powers to bring him back online. She says she can't even do that. That's not why she's here. And Director Douche won't let her bury $3 billion worth of vibranium in the ground. However, Hayward is trying to be nice and lets her say goodbye to him there. She says Vision is all she has, and Jerkface says he isn't yours. She then breaks the glass barrier and flies down to his body. She goes to Vision's head and says she can't feel him. This is back to Infinity War when they're in Scotland together in the hotel. And she says that she could only feel him. But now she can't feel him anymore.
Which is a nod to their final conversation in Infinity War when Vision says he only feels Wanda.
Yes.
Yeah.
She then, after she says that she can't feel him, then she walks away without his body, unlike what Director Douche said.
Right.
She did not, I repeat, she did not steal his body.
Mm-hmm. So how did she create him?
We're going to find out.
I know, I'm just setting you up.
Give me like 2 more paragraphs and we'll get there. Wanda leaves Sword and goes to her car where we see an envelope opened on the passenger seat. I was wondering if like somebody left it there or, like broke into her car and put it there. Obviously not. But that's what I originally thought when I first saw it. We see her driving on the expressway to New Jersey, and she drives to Westview. And as she's driving into town, we see Herb. Beloved Herb. Walking around as she's driving through town. We also see Jones, Mrs. Hart, and the delivery guy.
Okay, I feel bad for the fucking delivery guy.
He was just a delivery guy all along.
Him as this sinister character with ulterior motives this entire time. We find out he was just a delivery guy the whole time.
Yeah. He just got stuck delivering different things.
Every
episode. Mail, packages, pizza. She drives past the abandoned pool that we see as the pool club and down their street to the house. She pulls into a driveway and walks to a lot that only has a foundation built, but nothing less.
Okay,
Nothing
I have
else.
a tidbit.
Yes.
I have a tidbit.
Mm-hmm.
On Wanda's license plate, we know it says 2011 EKH, right? We don't know what that means. We still don't know what that means. But underneath it, it says Excelsior.
Oh, yeah, that was a tidbit I had.
Yeah.
Stan Lee's motto, Excelsior.
Well, and it's
Perfect.
also apparently the motto of New York, and that's where he grew up.
Oh, is it? I did not know
didn't
that.
Yeah.
The more you
Know
know.
something. Yes.
Precisely.
Everything means something.
Yes.
Wanda's holding a piece of paper in her hands, and when she opens it, we find out it's a property deed. And drawn on the property deed is a heart, and inside the heart it says "to grow old in."
Oh.
We see the deed has Wanda Maximoff and the Vision as the owners. Wanda collapses to her knees in her grief, similar to how she did when she felt Pietro die in Age of Ultron. She then looks angry, and a burst of red energy comes out of her and circles around the lot and creates the house via like pixels, and it all kind of gets pieced together, which I thought was really cool how they did that. Then there's another burst of energy, and we see Wanda creating the hex, and as it expands, everything inside becomes black and white and changes the town into the 1950s. We see Wanda create Wanda's energy creates the version of Vision that we've been watching for the last 7 episodes. Vision looks at her, and we see her change into the 1950s Wanda from the first episode. Vision says to her, "Welcome home. Should we stay in tonight?" They sit on the couch together and kiss.
Aww.
Then we cut to present day Wanda. She sees a studio with lights and an empty set. Agatha is clapping in the audience seats. She says, "Bravo," and in a purple cloud disappears. We hear Tommy and Billy yelling for Wanda to help them. She runs outside to find Agatha choking the boys with her powers. Agatha's flying in the air, saying she knows what she is. Agatha says Wanda doesn't know how dangerous she is, and that she's supposed to be a myth, a being capable of spontaneous creation. And she used her powers to be a housewife. She says that the little life that she
What's wrong with that?
I know, right? She just wanted to be normal, bitch. She says that this little life that she made is chaos magic. And that makes her the Scarlet Witch. Like we mentioned before, now this is the first time she's ever been called the Scarlet Witch. No one has ever called her that in the MCU movies, not in the series thus far. But this is the first time Wanda Maximoff has been called the Scarlet Witch.
Yeah. It was awesome.
And then it ends. But we have a post-credit scene this time again. Director Douche is at the compound looking at the hex when another agent says they're ready to launch. He goes into a tent, and he's talking about how they had to piece together something 1,000,000 times, tried every type of power source and power supply, but all they needed was a literal energy directly from the source, which is the drone that Wanda threw back at them when she came out of the hex. And where they should have shot him, but of course they didn't, because it wasn't in the script. We see an all-white version of Vision.
Oh, good job. That
opens
good one. Good job. Good articulation. No, good articulation.
Oh, thank you.
White version of Vision.
Yeah, say that. Yeah, say that 10 times fast. Nope. He opens his eyes, looks at himself, and the scene ends. And that is episode 8 of WandaVision.
Yay. Excellent. Excellent.
What are your tidbits, ladies?
Dude, I had so many, and I didn't feel like interrupting you that last bit because
it was beautiful.
It was so close.
Yeah, you were on a roll, and I was like, I'll just pump the brakes and wait.
You did such a good job. You go first, Jamie.
Where should we go? Where should we go?
Like start from the top down. Top down.
Yeah, start from the beginning.
Oh,
like
okay.
Agatha.
So,
like Agatha said.
So when we see Agatha in Salem, we see circling her that there are 7 witches,
Okay.
which could be a nod to the Salem 7, which is in the comics. In
Yes.
the comics, the Salem 7 is a group of super powered humans who live in New Salem.
Oh,
Oh,
okay. That's it?
very cool.
No.
Oh,
Well,
good.
what do you have? I don't want to say the same stuff as you.
No. If you say the same stuff, I'll be like, you got it.
Oh.
Go for it. It's all good.
Tiny tidbit on this one. When Agatha tells Wanda that her thoughts aren't available to her, this directly connects to why Billy said that Agatha was quiet in our previous episode 7, which also alludes to the fact that Billy has the same powers as Wanda, which we've found out along the way.
So I wonder is she making her thoughts unavailable? Like, does she know that they're telepathic, or just because of her magic, it just kind of like blocks it?
I think it's because of her magic. She's protecting
Mhm.
herself probably
From
with
anybody.
spells. Yeah.
Yeah. I had that in the comics. Agatha actually orchestrated the Salem witch trials in order to get rid of all the weak witches.
Mm-hmm.
That's the only
Oh.
tidbit that I had from the beginning.
But it seemed like in what we had seen, she wasn't the leader. It seemed like her mom was the leader. Everybody else was more powerful than her.
Mhm.
Like she kind of was just starting out.
Mhm.
Yeah, she was still learning, I think. And then my next tidbit doesn't come in until until Agatha brings Wanda into the basement. Do you have anything prior to that, Nikki?
I have nothing until the very end now because Alyssa pointed out everything. You did a really good job. No, that's good. No one apologized. That just means you did your job. That's good.
That was just observations. I didn't even look up anything.
So when Agatha takes Wanda into the basement, we see that Agatha's rune is actually inside of a hexagon.
Oh.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
Like you have to have like your TV, like it has to be like bright to be able to see it.
Okay.
But also when she's taunting Wanda and is kind of like showing off her magic, is taunting Wanda for her lack of the basic knowledge, because Wanda's magic was more acquired than learned.
Okay.
While she's doing it, we see an M rune, which when looking it up, everybody in the fandom world was saying that, hello,
the House of M.
Yep.
Oh man.
Setting it up.
Yeah.
Do you think they're going to make a movie and just revolve it around House of M?
I feel like they're going to have to.
Well, but that's going to have to be the very last movie, though, because she just, for those who aren't familiar with the House of M, one, the most satisfying story arc ever. Only because bitch gets her revenge, let me tell you.
Yep.
Okay. And she destroys everybody and everything. That's where she realizes that her real father is Magneto. And oh God, that would be fucking awesome if they did House of M. But House of M, that would, like I said, that would have to be the very last.
Maybe that's how they'll tie it up. And
yeah, it would have to be.
Big red.
I just feel like they're leaving us so many breadcrumbs and so many Easter eggs along the way that I feel like if it doesn't happen, it's going to be like a major letdown.
I mean, they have to.
Everything means something.
And all the breadcrumbs are leading to House of M. Like all the bread. How many times have we brought this up this whole series? You know?
Oh God, so many.
Quite
I
a few.
feel like at least once an episode.
Yep.
At least.
Yep. I mean, in House of M, she suffers her mental breakdown. Like that's when she's in the middle
the catalyst, absolutely.
Right. And she's in the middle of her mental breakdown now. Well, you know what? We'll learn more with Doctor Strange, the new Doctor Strange movie. So
yep. That'll be good.
Oh man. If they have theaters open, the three of us have got to go.
Yes.
Or the
That'd
five
be
of us will
nice.
go. We'll go to Hollywood Boulevard. We'll get drunk.
Yes.
We'll eat
Yeah.
nachos out of a big tub.
I'm gonna get the
And then
Chevy
I'll-
cheeseburger.
Oh yeah.
I was just thinking about that wrap that Little Big and I both had when
Oh
we
yeah, I
went
don't know.
to see
I always get the Chevy
uh,
cheeseburger.
Captain Marvel. We went, hey, that's where it all started when I saw Captain America for the first time. It was at Hollywood Boulevard. That's where it all began.
Oh yeah, that's
it
what
all
you were
started
saying.
there.
What? Let's
Yep.
do this. Let's make a pact that every time there's a new Marvel movie, when it's safe to go see one,
Mhm.
that we have to go to Hollywood Boulevard to
Okay.
see it together.
All right.
Done deal.
You're like,
Yeah.
oh, yeah.
Twist my arm.
Twist my arm.
That was so hard.
And then afterward, get microblading.
There we go.
Okay.
I
We're
have a
gonna
spa
do
day.
it. We're gonna do it
Yes.
one of these days. We're gonna have eyebrows one of these days.
Yeah,
That I'm not gonna have to worry about every single day.
exactly. Self-maintaining.
Right?
I have no other tidbits.
At all?
No, they're all covered.
Oh fuck. Okay.
Don't fuck me. Is it-
I know, but now I feel like I'm gonna be talking
My fault.
for a bit.
It's my
Please.
fault.
Oh,
Explain.
please. You think I haven't gotten my time in? Please. Take it away.
I feel
I'm
like
done
there's just so
talking.
much.
Take it away, Toots.
All right, so
Oh, I do have one tidbit for the end.
go for it. Have
It's
at
at-
it. Oh, for the end.
It's
Ah,
for the
shit.
end.
Okay. So when Wanda shows up at the headquarters to, try to claim Vision's body, we see on the monitors before they let her in numbers. So we see on one of the monitors 109, and in Avengers comic issue number 109, Hawkeye quits the team because he's upset that Wanda and Vision are dating. So I thought that was
Shut
interesting.
the
I'm like, well,
fuck
that
up.
doesn't,
Mind your own
Like-
fucking business, dude.
right? Like, why would you care? And then
Because
you
they had
also
that
see-
connection.
Yeah, well, whatever.
Well, more like a father-daughter or a brother-sister connection. Are you shitting
Yeah,
me?
not like a romantic interest.
No.
Yeah. And that's what I meant, like that connection.
Like,
he's
dude,
like
shut
her
the
big
f-
brother.
Whatever. Oh, men.
Right?
Well,
Ugh.
brothers are like that.
There's also a number 30. And in issue number 30 of the Avengers, you see Quicksilver and the Scarlet Witch take a leave of absence from the Avengers, which is due to their powers kind of losing power.
Oh.
So I
How?
don't know if that's, I don't know.
Oh.
I didn't read it.
Okay.
But I don't know if that was kind of like foreshadowing, Wanda's, pull away from society, recluse, because she's so devastated.
Maybe.
Oh, I thought that was interesting.
That makes
for it.
sense, Jamie. No, I'm just like, that makes perfect sense.
What else?
I'm
do I
sure
have?
you'll
Oh,
elaborate on that next week.
yeah, you think? So when she goes down the hall and finally gets to see his body,
Mhm.
we see that Vision is being dissected and kind of experimented on.
Okay.
But if you actually pay close attention, you actually see that there's hexagons inside of him.
No.
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
Didn't notice that.
I know he was like when they had him spread out, it was in the shape of a hexagon, like his head, his arms, like they were all in his body was in the middle.
Yeah, but
I
like the
didn't know.
actual like innards.
Man.
I
Yeah.
noticed
Do
that.
you think that the hexagon is going to be a regular theme from like all of phase 4 or just
Ooh,
for
good
Wanda?
question.
Have we noticed any hexagons with Falcon and Winter Soldier?
Not that I can think of off the top of my head, but to be honest, I wasn't looking for them.
No.
Okay.
I mean, I know it was in Infinity War. No, in Endgame when they jump into space. Like that was like the time jump. I know we mentioned that, but No, I don't remember anything.
Yeah, when they time hop, like in Guardians of the Galaxy, they time hop through hexagons.
Mm-hmm.
So
No,
maybe.
but I'll have to keep an eye
Let's
out.
keep an eye out tomorrow night, ladies. Let's keep an eye
Yeah.
out.
Yep.
We had talked about how Vision had left Wanda bought Wanda the lot.
Mm-hmm.
He actually bought the land on Sherwood Drive, Lot B.
Mm-hmm.
And when she went to the sword base, Vision was actually in section B.
Oh,
Oh.
Oh no, I'm still going.
oh, okay.
But okay, so Sherwood Drive, Lot B, Vision's was in section B.
Mhm.
We also see the nod to bees throughout the whole series. The bee,
yeah.
beekeeper.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
That, and I'm just gonna get a little deeper.
Oh,
What is a honeycomb in the shape
A
of?
hexagon.
oh my God. Mind blown.
Yeah, I'm telling you, I went down the rabbit hole. No, that's all. I'm stopping there with the bees.
That's awesome.
Holy shit.
Wow.
Oh my God. I do have a tidbit about the lot
Oh,
in
go for it.
House of M. So if anybody's seen the first issue of House of M, the way that their house comes together on the lot when Wanda's conjuring up her new world, it looks like how the house in House of M issue 1, it looks like the same way that her house came together in that issue as well.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so they're totally setting up House of M. I hope so anyway.
Yeah, I also found that same scene was in Avengers West Coast issue 61 too.
Yeah, I read that. I never saw that. I never read that, but I read that like in the interwebs today. So much to look forward to, ladies.
Right?
Not over. This is just the beginning.
I know.
22 episode or 22 movies in, and this is just the beginning.
Oh man.
The only other thing that I have is about the post-credit or the mid-credit scene, I should say.
Okay.
You said you had something near the end, Nikki.
No, that was it. That was my end right there.
okay.
The house.
So
The house.
in the mid-credit scene, we see White Vision for the very first time.
Mhm.
We actually get introduced to White Vision in the comics in West Coast Avengers issue 45.
Okay.
And he essentially, it's Hayward, director douche, using Wanda's hex magic to awaken and create him because the magic had been trapped in the Stark drone that Hayward had sent to kill her. So that was all in the comic issue.
Oh.
Which
That's
kind of
cool.
leads us up to what's going to happen in episode 9.
Yes.
Ah.
Oh man. That's going to be awesome. You're going to do a good job. Alyssa, you did a great job.
Thank you.
I have like 4 pages for episode 9 and I still want to watch it one more time.
Does anybody so we had 2 questions for clarity from last week. It's will Monica go by photon or spectrum? Obviously that hasn't been answered yet. And then is there a third person creating all the magic? We're not gonna get those answers probably for a year or so. Yeah, for years to come.
Mhm.
So hang patient.
Yeah. So anybody have any questions for clarity for this episode? The only one I have here is, did the blue light or the glow in the hex represent the Mind Stone? That's the only question.
Yeah.
That's a good question.
And what does 2011 EKH mean?
Yes.
I'm not going to let that go. I'm going to figure that out.
The only question I had was from when we see Wanda seeing Vision's body. We saw initially, we were all under the assumption that Wanda, broke in and stole his body.
Right.
Mhm.
But in this
That's what
episode, we see that she
Douche
just
said, though.
visited and wasn't allowed to take him. My question came when, like I said, we noticed the difference between what we had saw before and what we see now. Did director Douche like stage the footage? Did he
alter
you know what I
it or
mean? Like,
something.
did
Yeah.
he? There are a few theories out there, and I don't know if they're super far-fetched or
So
not, but
did
there was a
director-
theory.
So the question is, did director Douche edit the footage?
Right, to
And
portray
why?
Wanda as stealing him.
Like, what is his beef against her to make
'Cause
her out as the bad guy?
'cause
Because she didn't do what he wanted. Because he wanted her to bring him back online, and she wasn't going to do that.
that very well could be, but then ultimately, I think he's working for somebody else, Hydra or
Like Hydra.
Yeah, he's
something
working for
like
somebody
that.
else. He's infiltrated. Definitely.
Mhm. He's got an agenda.
Definitely. Yes.
So do you want to know another theory that I saw? And I don't hold too much weight into this one because in my heart I don't think it's true. But there was a theory that people were saying that Hayward is a Skrull who shape shifted into Wanda to stage it. But I feel like the Skrulls are good, so
Yeah, no, Skrulls
know.
wouldn't do
Yeah.
that.
but I was like, oh, that's an interesting theory.
That's a very
is.
good that's a very interesting theory. However,
It's
But
plausible.
I don't believe it.
Yeah.
In my heart of hearts, I do not believe it.
yeah, I don't either. Because Skrulls are good. Yeah. All right. Any other questions for clarity, ladies?
Yeah, nothing.
Me neither. All right. Let's wrap it up.
Go for it.
Socialize us on all of our socials, including Facebook and Instagram, and wherever you listen to podcasts. We'll
So-
be
You
there.
can find us.
Yes, you can find us. We would love it if you would like us,
Love us,
Follow us
rate us,
review us,
and subscribe to us.
and one more thing. I love you.
love you.
I love you.
3,000.
What's that? It begins with an A. What's that restaurant right there? It's right by Mario.
Antico Posto.
Yes.
Antico Posto.
Yeah.
That
Then we
sounds
go
good.
there
I don't
after.
even know what that is, but it sounds amazing.
Or we could go to Maggiano's.
Wait, listen.
It's right there.
I used to work at Antico Posto.
Ooh.
I got fired from Antico Posto.
Ooh, it's Italian. I'm looking
Yeah.
up the menu.
Yeah,
Oh, it's so good. You'd love
it's
it.
really good.
Dude, this menu looks fucking amazing.
I know.
Like
We
my
need
mouth
to
is
go
watering.
there.
Do they still have, since you have the up, do they still have the ham shank?
Oh, I was looking at the pasta. Hold on.
And like
please.
every day they have a different type of risotto. That's
Yeah.
what Amanda likes.
Yeah, I see the risotto of the day. I do not see a lamb shank.
Okay. No, ham shank. Ham.
I don't see that either.
Okay. Any shank of
Let's
any
see.
kind. Other than a jail shank. Not that one.
No,
Oh, okay.
not that I'm seeing. They
Usually
have
I get their
brick oven
ravioli.
pizzas, homemade pasta,
I always get
ravioli.
get
risotto.
lasagna.
Mhm.
Lasagna or risotto. Or if they have arancini. Whoo,
Oh fuck yeah!
there is not a deep fried rice ball this girl hasn't liked. Whoo!
Yeah.
I love me some deep fried rice balls, man. Ooh, especially the Sicilian ones, the red ones. Ooh, those are the best.
This looks so good. I'm making myself hungry.
All right. Should we start?
Yeah, might as well.
I'm hungry now.
Obviously, I did not pay close attention. I think I was TikToking at the same time. I don't know.
It's possible.
Possible.
There was just so much.
No, playing Candy
work.
Crush. Or playing Candy
No,
Crush.
emoji blitz
Girl,
every week.
beat your ass. I tell ya. My sole purpose of playing Emoji Blitz is to beat you every week.
That's my sole purpose of playing. I gotta beat you. I've done it before.
I gotta get that 10,000 coins on Sunday.
Yeah, and I get a measly 5.
We are cutthroat on that game. I'm like, I'm gonna beat that.
Jamie's like, what the hell are you talking about?
It's
I'm lost.
It's like Candy Crush, except with Disney emojis. And then you earn new emojis and
let me tell you,
different objects for your emoji board.
it's addictive.
I've been playing it for like 3 or 4 years. It's crazy.
I think I played it a couple of years ago, but then like I just didn't like it. And then I started picking it up again last December. And I'm telling you, I'm addicted. Every morning I get up, I go out back.
I have to get it so I get my daily prize.
Yeah.
I can't forget that.
I get up in the morning.
She was like, what the fuck are you talking about?
I create time for this game. Like, I'm not joking. I get up in the morning, drink my coffee, have a cigarette, play some Emoji Blitz, and beat Alyssa's ass in Emoji Blitz.
And then she goes on with her day.
And then I go on with my day.
And
then my evening game is Candy Crush. Then in the evening.
Oh, I haven't played that in a long time.
OCD over here. I have a schedule for my free time. Like, that's how insane I am.
Oh my God.
Hey, whatever works for you, babe.
All right, go ahead. I'm sorry. Where were we?
Okay. All Wanda. All Wanda.
What was that? What was that again? What was that again? One more time, please. Please, one more time.
She's gonna wet herself in a hot second.
Don't make me beg. Do it again.
Hey, at least you're crying for a good reason now.
Please do it again.
Nikki's snorting now because she's laughing so hard.
I love it.
Now I'm just randomly going to be doing that just to get you laughing. And Jamie's like, what the hell's wrong with you people?
Parts are so funny.
I'm so glad you're enjoying this.
I'm so sorry. Okay, I'm so sorry. Continue. I'm so sorry.